Charlie. Roll Tide, roll, say it loud. He don't give a piss about nothing but the tide. Bama blood in his veins, got that crimson pride. F them trees, yeah, we said it out loud. And I love honeybees, now play it proud. We talking football, basketball, big time recruits. If they ballin' in the South, we lacing up the truth. Pianoman plays better than three-stroke Charlie. Tougher than nails, smooth, not sorry. Roll Tide, roll, it's in the soul. From Tuscaloosa to the Super Bowl. Wood Pianoman plays better than three-stroke Charlie.
And just in case you didn't know, now you know. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Look who's back. You doggone right. Even with a bad thumb, I still play better than three-stroke Charlie. Good morning, everybody. It's me, it's Pianoman. I'm going to take these glasses off because I cannot see with them. Can't see without them. Can't see with them. I'm just in bad shape. But anyway, man, it's good to be here. It really is. I missed you all. For those of you that didn't know, I cut my finger a couple of weeks ago, and I thought I'd taken care of it. I'm going to tell you what happened. I cut my finger a couple of weeks ago, and I thought I'd taken care of it, and this, that, and the third, and finger was fine. But woke up Sunday morning, and my finger was just throbbing. I looked at it, my finger turned color, my thumb had turned colors, and all that good stuff. Went to church, went on about my business, tried to play and everything. And Sunday night, I was just up all night long. And Monday morning, I got up and went to see about it. I was going to go that Sunday night, but anyway, long story short, they had to cut the thumb where all of this infection was and this, that, and the third. The good thing about it, y'all, not trying to make no dramatic thing. I'm just telling you what's up and tell you something that I neglected to do, and that's this here. When I cut my finger, by me being a diabetic, I should have went to the doctor right then and there, but I did not go to the doctor. And so glad that I went because it was full of infection. And the doctor said that if I had waited, like if I hadn't got my thumb seen about like today's Wednesday, about today, tomorrow, they may have been taking the tip of my thumb off because the infection had gotten just that deep. My thumb was just going down the whole bone was just really bad. So I guess I'm just trying to say we got to learn to take care of ourselves when we have underlying conditions. Coach Carl got on to me, Miss Gwen got on to me, my sister got on to me, my kids got on to me, Twister got on to me. I've been flooded, with phone calls, those that, that could get in touch with me and things like that. And everybody was singing the same song. And so Pianoman, just want to say I'm here. I'm glad to be back. But when you have an underlying condition and something happens, just, don't procrastinate. Go to the doctor, So my thumb is looking a lot better. Woke up this morning. I praise God for that part. Just waking up, but looked at it again this morning, and it looks better than even it did last night. And so, I'm taking care of it, having meds for it. I've got to go and get some more medicine for it because it was really just that bad. And so you just have to take care of yourself. But I will tell you this, Twister, and good morning to my part of the gumbo chefs this morning, Twister. Good to see you, Super Twister. Roll Tide to you. Amen. There we go. Let me tell you something. That bad boy itches like crazy. So that I was always taught that when it itch, that means it's getting better. But I'm gonna tell you what, you talk about hurt and pain, but I came through and everything. So I'm glad to be back with the family. We got some stuff we need to talk about. And we gonna just do the doggone thing. But y'all know how I do it. Before I start to talk about anything, anybody, any situation, and so forth and so on, y'all know I go over here to that chat first, don't you? Oh, look who I see first. Good morning, Carla Hinton. Roll Tide. What the business is, Carla? You know, quit playing, girl, and act like you know. You and Diane Hawkins. What the business is, Diane Roll Tide. You know too. Quit playing, girl, and act like you know. Stephen Hicks and the voices of No Mercy. He and OG Gill and the No Mercy crew, you know, Roll Tide. Roll Tide, Stephen. Glad to be back, man. Thank you for looking out for me and everything. And just good to be here again. Thank you, Twister, my main man, Twister. What's up, Roll Tide to you? Good morning, Keith Holcomb. Roll Tide to you, brother. Roll Tide, what's up with you? I'm glad to be back, man. The business is to take care of yourself and all that good stuff. But I'm glad to see everybody. Let's see who else we got up in this joint. Let's see who else we got. DSGB84, my brother out of Georgia representing them dogs. Good morning, my brother. Good to see you, DSGB, and his dad, Mr. P, Mr. J. Yeah, man, got to get back with them, get on their show real soon so we can just laugh and talk it up. Good morning, Gwen. Roll Tide. What the business is, Gwen, you know, quit playing, girl. Act like you know. Yeah. William Bryant. Big salute to you, sir. Good to see you. Roll Tide to you, my brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday to you. Look. Y'all already know. Y'all know what's about to happen. Y'all already know what's about to happen. Yep. Let me see what we're going to do. Okay, I think I'm going to do this. Oh, my God. You know who it is. It's the one. It's the only. Guess who? Y'all know. Say it with me. It's Latoya. Good morning, Latoya. What's going on? What's happening with you, Latoya? What the business is? You know. Act like you know. Quit playing, girl. Act like you know. Went all the way up here, I think. Yep. Now let's go back down. Let's go back down to the bottom of the hill. I see Carla again. Hey, good morning to my producer, Dwight. What's up, man? Well, Dwight, I guess I'm sitting over there by you and Susan and Carla and OG Gill and whoever else didn't finish out the playoffs. At least we made it and y'all didn't. But, you know, and then we turned around and we lose our coach yesterday. He retired, Mike Tomlin. Guess you all heard that. For those, you know, and everybody don't keep up with pro football, and I understand that and everything, but I'm just a football fan, whether it's high school, junior high, pee-wee, pro, Canadian. I even watch Arena League. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I watch the USFL. I watch it all. You know, so I just love football. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. It's a lot of stuff that's been happening, y'all, and we're going to get right on it. The first thing I want to do, let me set all of this up. One of these days. No, here we go. And I got a couple of things I want to holler at you about. All right, first thing I want to holler about is, man, and I've been watching and listening and listening and watching and hearing and listening and all that kind of stuff. What's up, Ontario? Good morning, Roll Tide. Good to see you. I'm not Steven, man. That thumb hurt, man, sometimes. But anyway, you know, here we go. Did you all know that now our three main bandits, our top three bandits of LT Overton, Jordan Renaud, Keon Keeley are now no longer with the Tide. LT Overton, you know, he's senior, but Keon Keeley, Jordan Renaud are transferring. They're in the transfer portal. We're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to get with the transfer portal in just a minute. One of the main things that I've heard, and there's a common thing that I'm hearing from all sides, is as into what is really causing our players to go into the transfer portal. Now, me and someone from Good Morning Double A, good to see you. Roll Tide. What the business is, Double A. Quit playing, girl, and act like you know what the business is. And so I'm telling you, I've never heard so much, hold up. I've never heard so much foolishness. I'm talking about this transfer portal thing this year has brought out so many negative comments, so much negativity from the Alabama fan base until the people that don't like Alabama really don't have to say anything, because the Alabama fan base, some of them, those that's commenting about it, it's saying it all. Now, here's Pianoman's take on all of this. Now, this is just how I see it. I'm going to liken it to a relationship. Good morning, Nicole. Roll Tide. What the business is, Nicole Covington? You know, quit playing, girl. Here's my problem, and I'm going to liken it to a relationship. Either you want to be there or you don't. Okay, that's the first thing right there. You're in a relationship because you want to be there. You really like this person, or you really love this person. You really want to be with that person or that group of people, however that goes. You know, that's how I liken it. But then there are sometimes, now here we go. And this just kind of dropped in my heart. Sometimes you outgrow a situation. Sometimes you just don't fit there. As much as you love it, as much as you have poured in, as much as you have exhausted and things like that, there does come a time in this particular relationship, or in particular relationships, if you will. Sometimes you just outgrow the situation. Sometimes you just outgrow it. That's a second scenario. But then there's a third scenario. Sometimes you're forced out. You're forced out. In all three of those scenarios, it's all up to you of what you want to do. Either you want to stay there because you love it, and then everything's going well, blah, 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 this, that, and the third, all that kind of stuff. That's fine and dandy. But sometimes you want to test the waters and just say, I think I've outgrown this. I've outgrown this. They're not the same. Things around me are changing. Things are not like they used to be. And guess what? I'm not like I used to be either. So maybe I need to go. But then that third scenario about being forced out, I'm going to say this, and that's a real thing too, because ladies and gents, there are other forces at work. There are forces behind the scene in any type of relationship that you, me, us as a fan base, that we don't know about, we don't see, we don't understand. And those things that we don't understand a lot of times are often the things that we try to speak about the most, and we have the least amount of information. Now, I've heard a million different things. I've seen, let me put it like this. I haven't heard just per se, but yes, I have, because on different social media venues, and this is why I tell you all, and I know I can't make everybody see it like Pianoman or do like Pianoman and everything. I can't. So all I can do is suggest. So let me just say this. let me suggest to you that sometimes maybe what you need to do, I say take those crimson colored glasses off and see what the rest of the world is talking about, including Bama fans that you don't hobnob with, you don't rub shoulders with. And you'll come to understand why Pianoman feels the way that he feels. I've seen more Bama bashing from Bama fans than I have on the outside. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not on a lot of different teams, sites, and this, that, and the third, even though I should be, but I'm not. And then a lot of times I'll say that I'm going to do it, and I don't, because I really don't think about it that much. But some of our fans are crazy. Crazy. Let me give you a good for instance. This is a good for instance. Here we go, right here. Young man wanted to come. Well, matter of fact, he's committed, got his paperwork in order, and all that kind of stuff, right? Young man wanted to come to the Tide. Came from a particular school. And you know, when you're on social media, everything about you in this particular light comes up, all right? So his rankings were not so high. Instead of the majority of the fan base from where I'm sitting, instead of them welcoming him, people bashed him. Why we want you? Why we get him? He's not even high on a chart or a star or this or that and the third. But guess what? He wanted to come and play for Alabama. And the Alabama fans, some of them, just literally crucified the guy. And the guy hadn't got on campus. The guy has never dressed out. The guy hadn't even stretched out. Spring training hadn't even begun. And Bama fans are already bashing him. Double A, I was going to get into that, because he was a Mississippi State player. Would it made you feel any better if he had to come from Texas? Would it have made you feel any better if he had to come from Notre Dame? Would it have made you feel any better if he had to come from Southern California? Some of y'all are horrible. And the man said, but check this out. Check this out. Wait a minute. I think I have it right here. I think I have it right here. Or do I? Let me go back. Here we go. And the man saw it. The guy saw it. Right? And this was his response. Kedrick Bingley Jones heard all this stuff being said. I'm talking about just wanting to commit to Alabama in the midst of all these people jumping in the transfer portal, in the midst of all these people, all this blah, 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 blah. Fans bashing him. And this is what he said. He said, people may look at the rankings and be disappointed. But listen, I can respect the man when he says, but my goal is to, the E word, earn the respect of my teammates and coaches. Let me read that one more time. People may look at the rankings and be disappointed. That's what they did. That's what they did. People saw this man's rankings and everybody just, and in the words of my late daddy, rest in peace, Dad. The words of my late dad, people took off like Snyder's Hound. Boom, they just took off, saw the man's rankings, and yonder they went. For those of y'all that know me and have a personal conversation with me, and I'll say something, and I'll say, and yonder goes Jesus on the bicycle. And yonder went Jesus, hair flowing in the wind and everything. They took the man's rankings just because he wasn't no standout. And they took it and bashed him, and now we reduced the mediocrity, and with this and with that. And the man said the people may look at the rankings and be disappointed, but my goal is to earn the respect of my teammates and coaches. Then he says, from there, I can earn the respect of the fan base. Now, if that's not class, and if that's not what you want on your team, then I don't know what you want. I don't know what to say about you. In this era that we're living in, where people are talking about production and this and that and the third, to me, when a man steps up and says, my goal is to earn, that's, first of all, you're beginning to produce right there. Because we're also living in this era, ladies and gentlemen, Tide fans everywhere. Stephen Hicks helped me out here. Double A helped me out here. That Twister helped me out here, where folks want to be given something. Because everybody feels the other E word, entitled. Give me this, me that. Now, I don't know what all was going on behind the scenes, but when this man says, my goal is to earn the respect of both my teammates and my coaches, what else can you ask for? What else can you ask for? Would it have made you feel better if he was coming from Miami? Would it have made you feel better if he was coming from Indiana? Would it have made you feel better? But it makes me feel better to know that in the midst of all this bashing coming from a lot of domination, that this man still says, I still want to play for you. And I want to earn the respect of my teammates, my coaches, and ultimately the fan base. What more can you ask for? What more can you ask for? When someone is saying that, as opposed to, I'm asking for 6.8 million. You know what I'm saying without saying? Learn to appreciate the little things, because those are the things that are important. That right there builds character. Don't give me nothing. Let me earn it. I'm just saying. You might not agree, and that's your right, and that's your opinion, and you can have it. But this is how I feel like him. Because let me tell you something. Even being in what I'm doing, even doing what I'm doing, all I asked for you all was just for your respect and let me earn your trust. I didn't ask you to give it to me. I just asked you to let's just have some wholesome conversation on a daily basis. And that's what I'm trying to do. I feel it, Kendrick. So you know what? When his merch comes out, I'm gonna buy his merch. I can support a man like that. So if he's listening, if he just happens to run across it and everything, sir, when your merch comes out, Pianoman is gonna buy your merch. I'm gonna buy your merch. Buy your merchandise, sir. T-shirt, jersey, something. Because I can respect a man who can look in the face of adversity when everybody's bashing him, when everybody's beating him down. I can respect a man like that. That's, you know what? That's, in my opinion, that's the beginning of production. Since people are talking about production these days, production isn't just all sacks and interceptions. Production isn't just all touchdowns and rushing yards. But sometimes production begins with attitude. Attitude. Just saying now. I can buy this man's merch. I can respect him because his head is screwed on straight. For me, that's old school talk. That's an old school mentality, which is needed now. Now, I don't know what's all going on behind the scenes, and furthermore, that's none of my business. But this becomes my business when a man say, my plan is to earn the respect. And folks were just bashing him down. They were beating up on him. Coming from Mississippi State, and we Bama. What we want him for? Why not? Why not? Just saying. I heard a broadcaster say, today's Wednesday, I heard someone say Monday to me, and I sort of in agreement with the brother. Part of the reason Isaiah Horton left is because of yep. Really didn't have that much to do with money, but it had to do with yep. People running their mouths. And we lost him. I'm just saying. Now, thankful with him. I'm reading in the chat where Yanza Pierre and Sab was returning. People down in Sab. They down in him too. I mean, Bama fans, like, really? Think about it. Think about what you're saying. It's okay to have your opinion, but some of your opinions, I'm studying this thing in my capstone called bias and ethnicity diversity in criminal justice, in the criminal justice field, right? And there's an explicit bias and an implicit bias. Some folks' implicit bias is showing. The implicit bias is really showing. That's a bias that you've been taught. That's a bias. Good morning, KT. Good morning. Roll Tide, KT. What the business is, you know. Just being honest with you. Running their mouths as the world. Trust me on that one. Running their mouths. People running their mouths. And guess what? And sometimes we can run our mouths so much that not only do you lose what you have, but you don't always get what you want. You know, all I'm saying is, Bama fans, this season of transfer portal, and I will be so glad. What's today's date? Let me see here. What's today's date? 1/14. Tomorrow? Is tomorrow the last day? Friday the last day? I'll be glad when it closes. I'll be glad when the transfer portal closes. I'll be glad. I sure will. I'll be glad. Because here's another thing that I heard this morning. And this one hurt me more than anything. Is when someone said, I'm gonna take the same scenario, and we got a Caleb Smith yesterday, transfer from Washington, right? People had something to say about him. Yeah. And on another show, they said, and this is what they said. When they closed it out, they said it's going to be a tough season at Alabama next year. How you know? That's that implicit bias. You know, just because something doesn't go the way that you're used to, just because you're used to something going a certain way, that don't mean that it has to work like that all the time. But some of y'all, some of these Bama fans, I ain't gonna say y'all, because let me say this to the chat. I really haven't heard any of you all say, or even read any of you all say stuff negative. But as the world, I have to agree with you right here, brother. Yep. I'm gonna put this in the chat. I'm gonna put this on the big screen, and I'm gonna leave it right there. Let y'all see that, and I'm gonna take it out, and I'm just gonna say amen and all that good stuff. But some of our Bama fans, we need to stop. We need to stop. Because when the man said this morning on another show that I was listening to, it's just gonna be a bad year at Alabama next year. It's just gonna be a bad year, boy. Y'all already know. I want to say something that I've been asking God to help me with. Do you know how bad the year is just because we're getting players that you don't necessarily approve of? I mean, what more is it going to take for us to learn to be quiet? There's a passage of scripture that says, study to be quiet. Sometimes we just need to be quiet. It's okay to have your opinion, but sometimes it's best for you to keep that to yourself. Think about it. Thank you, Stephen. Man, listen. Now, that's how I look at it, Stephen. Hold up, Stephen. Who said that these guys that are coming in won't become new legends? I'm going to use this. Thank you, Stephen. I like that. I like that. You know what? I'm going to start it. Got to start that one. I told y'all I'm a big, when it used to come on, I'm a big NCIS New Orleans guy. Love watching that show. And there was one episode when Sonya Percy was getting ready. It was last thing in the show, and she was getting ready to leave NCIS and join the FBI. And after her last little case and everything, she went and she talked to Pride and everything, and she said, I really don't want to leave the team of this opportunity. And then, but Pride said something that changed the trajectory of her whole thinking. He said, when I was with the sheriff's department, I didn't want to leave, but when this opportunity came up, I took it and went on with it, and I haven't looked back. He said, but sometimes you have to give up something in order to get something. Sometimes, now, so here we go. All right, let me go back here. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes, y'all, sometimes, here we go. I'm going back to here we go. Sometimes you have to give up a Bubba Hampton. You have to give up a Cam Howard who's now going to play for Boston College. Sometimes you have to give up a Rock Montgomery and a Richard Young and a Jalen Mbakwe who's going to be playing at Georgia Tech. Jalen Hale who's going to SMU. Joseph Ayanada who's going to Georgia Tech. Alaus Alinen who's going to Kentucky. Noah Carter's going to Georgia Tech. Micah DeBose and Cole Adams both going to Vanderbilt. Sometimes you have to give up a Peter Nataro who's going to West Virginia. A Wilcom Formby who's going to Texas A&M. God bless that brother. Keon Keeley who's going to Notre Dame. Sometimes you have to give up a Cam Calhoun, a Quay Rousseau, and a James Smith who both going to Ohio State. David Byrd, Kelby Collins who's going to South Carolina. Arkel Anugwam who's going to Northwestern, and Isaiah Horton who's going to Texas A&M. Sometimes you have to give them, you have to give up them. You have to give up people like that in order to gain. Did we want to lose them? No. No. And for whatever the reason they left, whether it's because they wanted to leave or whether they felt like that the grass was greener on the other side, or whether they were forced out, whether they were productive or non-productive and this and that and the other, they are gone. And if you notice, Bo Hampton, Rock Montgomery, Richard Young, and Cam Calhoun and Dave Bird are your 5, I think, who have not signed with anybody. Everyone else I named has somewhere to go. But sometimes we lose them in order to gain. Now, we've had 20 depart. So far, we've got 12 and probably more. So now we have Josh Ford from Oklahoma State, Noah Rogers from North Carolina State, Caleb Woodson, who was a linebacker from Virginia Tech, Caden Strayhorn, O-lineman from Michigan, Devin Tompkins, a D-lineman from USC, Ethan Stengel from Syracuse, Adam Watford from North Alabama, Lorcan Quinn from Marshall, Ty Haywood from Michigan, Carmelo O'Neal from Mercer, Kedrick Bingley Jones from Mississippi State, and Caleb Smith from Washington. Just be thankful that someone wants to come and still play for Bama. And you know what? I think that we can become better. Sometime if you're going to start developing, and that's what Governor's talking about a lot when he and I be in conversation, development, and that falls on coaching. Coaching. They do have a responsibility. So all I'm saying is that, you know, these things are going to happen. Welcome to this new era of college football that Coach Saban told us about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He said this was coming. This was coming. I'm just saying. I keep up with all of college football, but Alabama, y'all already know, is my squad. But it goes back to like what I said, and I think I said this. I know I said this to Double A one day in a conversation, and that's this here. Alabama's not the only school it's happening to. It's happening to everybody. Cause watch this, Twister. Check this out, bro. Now check this out, Twister. Now, this is in our neck of the woods, y'all. Oh, by the way, guess who else coming back, y'all? Dre Kirkpatrick is coming back. Ain't that something to rejoice about? That Dre is coming back? And let me tell you something. Dre could have transferred. Dre could have bashed, but he didn't do any of that. And Dre Kirkpatrick is coming back. But Twister, that's not what I want to. That just so bad to be on my little feed here. I'm going by my little script here. But watch this. Check this out, Twister. There's a sighting. There's an Alabama sighting right here, Twister, in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Twister. There's an Alabama sighting here, Twister. Sources say there is a mutual interest between Alabama, watch this, Twister, and USM linebacker Chris Jones. Now, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I don't talk about USM that much. USM just right up the road from where I live, here in Hattiesburg. Twister's right there in the neighborhood. Chris Jones, 179 tackles, 76 solo tackles, 4.5 sack. Hold up. Here we go. 3 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions in 2 years. He's looking at Bama, and Bama is looking at him. Isn't that something to be happy about? Chris Jones is a must have. And while we around here, some of our fans around here hollering about this, that, and the third, you don't know what the Sam Hill you talking about, and you don't know what you are about to miss out on. Now I hope they work this one out. I can vouch for this dude. This dude is super bad. Did he play in the greatest conference? No, he's from the Sun Belt, but he made a heck of a difference in where he played. Isn't that what you want? Difference makers? Or are you still hung up on 5 and 8 stars? That's what you're hung up on. Thank you, KT. These the guys that I want. I want the folks that want me. Woo, that'll preach right there. I want the folks that want me. I want the folks that want to hang around me. I want the folks that want to be here, like him and the young man from Mississippi State. But you know what I believe? But that's where we as fans, we're going to have to start holding coaches accountable and start calling for this thing. Because if you steadily seeing some players, there comes a point when you got to start calling for stuff. Now, whether they listen or not, whether they listen, that's a horse of a different color. But y'all, come on now. We're getting players in here that I believe is going to do what needs to be done. I'm just saying. And you talking about guys that want to earn the respect. They're not giving to them. They better get Chris Jones. They better get Chris Jones. Better get him. Ask the world. Man, you better preach. The same people who say that Bama need to go get some dudes that are hungry, and then when Bama go get them, they still griping and complaining. You can't please them. Just saying. Let these guys cook. But I'm going to say this to the Alabama coaches. Get them in there and develop them into what you want them to be. But you don't take their hunger away. I don't know how, I don't know about all that. I don't know how to address all that part, because back in the gap, when I was hungry, I wanted to tear somebody's head. If you just looked at me wrong, we were going to tie up. Right there on that football field, if you thought that you were going to get the best of me, I showed you from the very first play what the business was about to be. And I hit you hard enough so you would know, brother, it's about 50 more of them where that came from. Yeah, what's up, Tim Nola? Roll time. And I mean, like, coaches, you want us to show intensity? Then doggone it, you show some too. And to some of these commentators and podcasters and broadcasters and prognosticators and prophets and prophetess for Alabama, if you ain't got, I can't tell you what to say, but you need some positive energy going into this thing. All I'm waiting on spring training. I feel like game day now, Stephen. I'm waiting on spring training. I'm waiting on spring training. I'm waiting on spring training. Get me this, teleport me to spring training. I'm just saying. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for spring training. Let's get this show on the road. That's the only way we're going to learn. That's the only way we're going to see. You doggone right, Carla. There's some fans need to hit the transfer portal. And let me tell you something. some of these fans, their implicit bias is so horrible. Until I wonder how they even function in their own home. Are you that critical of your own folks? I doubt it. I sort of doubt it. You know, I hope so. As the world, man, listen. That's all I'm saying. All this other stuff, I could care less about a transfer portal. I could less about it. It don't matter to me who's coming or going. That doesn't matter. Do I like everybody that's leaving? No, I don't. I really don't. But hey, that's their choice. They didn't consult me. They don't have to consult me. But when it's all said and done, as the world, all I want to know now is, are we going to have a day or not? That's all I want to know. And don't look now. But see, we're in about almost, we're going to be here, almost here in the middle of the month. Halfway. February comes, and then before you know it, they're going to be getting ready for spring drills. Football doesn't stop. Now, we got a championship game coming up, and you know what's funny? Want me to tell y'all what's funny? Now, hear about it, here, there, and yonder. But here in Bamaville, we're just talking about Bama. And that's what we need to be focused on. That's what we need to be focused on. I'm just saying, man. It just really disgusts me to hear, to see what our fans are saying. Just bashing the players, bashing the team, bashing the other fans and this, that, and the other. And then for those of us that's trying to be positive, they'll call us sunshine pumpers and this, that, and the third. No. We see just exactly what you see. Some of us just choose a different way to go about addressing it. Stephen, I'm going to be quiet on that. All I'm going to say is, in the words of some of the, excuse me, not Stephen, Keith, bruh, stick around. Just stick around and keep your eyes open. And bro, there's an old hymn of the church that say you'll understand it better by and by. And that's all Pianoman is going to say. You'll understand it better by and by. Let's go, Twister. I'm just saying. And I'm going to leave it at that. I would not use the word cuff, but I really don't know. But I will say this. You're going to understand some stuff. Exactly. With this transfer portal is being talked about more than the championship game. When I get off of here in just a few minutes, and my phone is jumping like as we speak. As we speak. My portal's busy. Portal's busy. I'm just saying. Yeah, Jacory. Wait a minute, Jacory. Did you turn your player's card in? I didn't get it. Yeah, you turning 27. God bless you, bro. And congratulations. Let me know where the wedding is going to be, and Pianoman just might make an appearance. Let me know. Let me know. Because I told y'all the day after the Super Bowl, then I'm going to put my black book out for wedding appearances and all that kind of stuff and everything. I can come and be a part of your show, be a part of your wedding festivities. What's up, Twister?
The whole time, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you real good.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Like we were talking yesterday, Twister. Man, every time when I hang up with y'all, you and Bishop, having our calls and everything, something else comes up on another social media venue. You know what I'm saying? And I just said, this ain't cool. And so I just compiled a lot of stuff, a lot of data together, you know, just some different little articles, if you will, and all this stuff. And Twister, I want you to tell what you and I were talking about last night. I want you to say what you said to me last night.
What I said to you last night, I'll probably ask for bad sleep, bad time from work, but I'm going to say this. Man, don't even worry about it. It don't matter who we get on the team. Alabama fans, whoever listening to me in the back end and the ghost watchers out there, man, don't worry about who was on the team. No matter how many stars they got, it's about the players that want to be there and want to make a name for themselves. It ain't about the money. It ain't about the money. It's about them boys that want to play and make a name out of themselves. The money will come when they go pro. The money will come when they do everything else. These players now who going to these teams now, they just chasing the bag. They ain't going for loyalty. They ain't going for respect. They going for whoever got the most money. No offense to the ladies. They just like women. Whoever got the most money, that's what they darting to. And it don't matter. And you got freaking guys like Chris Jones. Get him. I don't give a dang what team he was in. Get him. That guy from Mississippi State. Get him. Whoever, it don't matter what team. They can play for Southern Miss. They can play for my hometown, the Clark County Bulldogs from high school. They grab him. If they good enough to play, grab them. Everybody looking for, oh, he's a 5-star. We must grab him. Nah, who them boys want to play and make a name for themselves, get them. Because, bro, look what Indiana doing. The same thing what Nick Saban did in his first and second year before he became a champion for Alabama. Let me say this real quick, Pianoman. Everybody talking down about Kalen the boy, and I told you this on the phone. Remember when Coach Saban was his first year in Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody tried to get rid of him. Yep, they sure did. He was 76 his first year. Barely beat Colorado at a bowl game. Second year, we went 12-0. We went to 12-0 in the season, and we lost our last 2 games. In Tim Tebow. We lost to Utah because some of the cats want to go pro.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go back to Caleb Moore. First year, 9-4. And y'all complaining. Yes, we didn't make 10. Yes, we did not do good. But we won 9 games and lost 4, and we complaining and bitching like we lost 6 games and lost 8. We did good our first year. Second year, same thing. Same thing with Shane's what Coach Saban did. We 11-4. Kalen DeBoer took us to an SEC championship and lost, just like Nick Saban did back in 2008. It's the same thing. And we spitting in this man's face. Yes, we talk down on him, but the man is developing. Maybe getting rid of some of these players is basically just dead weight. Dead weight. Reason I'm saying dead weight, maybe he trying to get the guys that fits his scheme. But watch, I'm going to tell you this, and I said this in the chat. Wait till Alabama get back to promise. Get back to dominate. Run the ball and smothering defenses. Y'all Alabama fans who hating on them now, don't turn around and kiss their ass. Don't praise them. Don't do nothing. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy when Alabama get back to the dominance. Because right now, maybe it came the boy and those damn coaches probably know something that we don't. So, yes, get those players that are unknown. The unknown guys, that's why I like to be mysterious. These mysterious players that nobody knows about can be a difference maker on that team. Offense, defense, even special teams, even the kickers. Everybody looking at like Cam Coleman's or the Smothers and whoever are the best guys in the country. They probably gonna let them down. Look at Texas. Texas basically got all of our players and still didn't do nothing. Isaiah Bond was our best receiver. Went to Texas, nowhere to be seen. Ben Davis, great linebacker. Went to Texas, didn't hear from him. Billingsley, same thing. Keelan Robinson, heard him, never heard from him again. Let them get our players. It's about developing. Maybe those coaches know what they're doing and we don't know nothing about it. So Alabama fans, and closing on this part, just chill, chillax, relax, and let them do their work. We're going to have a good team. It's developing. And maybe this and boy might take us to the promised land. Who knows? Who knows? So chill out and let them go to work.
Yep, just chill out. Well, this morning, man, they didn't come on up in here. I want to welcome to the stage none other than the man himself, my other co-host, Shalom to the Bishop. Good morning, Bishop.
Shalom. What's good? Man, I'm so glad to be out of the meeting. Ooh-wee.
And I also want to welcome to the stage the governor of Discord. It's JB. What's up, JB?
What's going on, fellas?
Governor, roll tide to you, bro.
What's good? Salute.
Yeah, what's up, Governor? You came on in. I'm going to get you first, bro.
No, because it's not hilarious, but it's just an eye-opening for me. I've told you this, P, a long time ago. I said, I'm not into the recruiting no more, man. I don't get attached to these players. I said, these stars and all this other stuff. I can care less what you do in high school. This right here is the new level, new chapter, is what your parents would say. This is the new chapter in your life. Now, what you do with it is up to you because you're grown now. So, I hear what you're saying, Twister. And don't get me wrong, people in the chat and fans outside, I understand the frustration too. I can care less what kind of player you got. But we can honestly say, and I think Bishop could say for his team as well, it don't matter who you bring in. These coaches have not shown us that they can develop players to the level or the standard that we want to say that we have from Alabama and Oklahoma. Because you can say what you want. Oklahoma hasn't won a natty in a long time. But you know the standard, though. You know the standard. You know when you face Oklahoma, home or away, you know what they bring. It's not going to be a cakewalk, regardless of who the coach is. There's a reason why Bob Stoops is Bob Stoops. Just saying. But these coaches haven't really showed us a wow on why we should believe what they're doing. I said it in the Discord, Twister. I said the only reason why we talking about KD is because we saw that one sample size what he did at Washington when he went to the Natty. That's the only reason. Other than that, y'all wasn't looking at no Kalen DeBoer or Ryan Grubb or Huff or Warren. We were not looking at these guys at all. And if you said that you did, you're lying. You're completely lying because y'all was not staying up at no 12 o'clock watching the Big 12 game unless you had like a rough day and you were just bored and you just wanted to watch a game it's called white noise. It's just on the TV. You wasn't sitting there really looking at these plays. You wasn't, because all the good games done went by. So until I see a coaching change or even if there is not a coaching change, and they actually give us what we deserve to see, which is a team on the field that's going to fight, win or loss, I can care less who you bring in. Go ahead.
I hear you. Now, Governor has said that, but Governor, I will be one to say that I did watch the West Coast team. I was betting a lot, and I bet on them a lot. You know, I would be honest with you. You know, I did, but to be even more honest, I didn't pay attention to Kalen DeBoer like that. I didn't. I really didn't. I did
Me
not.
either.
I really didn't. But I did want you to know though. Now I did stay up and watch them West Coast games. Although with the games I betted on a lot. I'm tell the truth, shame the devil. I did so, but yeah, Governor, I feel you on that. But Governor did say he told us this a while back, like 2 years ago, like don't get attached to these players. Because there was some things that was happening 2 years ago. A lot of us just wasn't really paying attention to. And so we just got that. We now you're seeing it up close and personal. That's what Governor's saying, and there's responsibility on both sides, but there's a player responsibility and there's a coach responsibility. Coaches have just a greater responsibility as the player. And if the coach don't develop the player, then some of the players, Bishop, are leaving because they feel like I'm better than this.
Yeah. Well, you understand, remember what we was talking about. If your coaching staff is not developing young men, because what we're starting to find out, you can't have any of your NIL money on the bench. That we call that dead weight in finance. If you have them on the bench and you don't have them on the field and they haven't played, how can you reevaluate them because they're on a yearly contract? But now what they're trying to do as GMs is go to 2 year at least. And that way it gives them 2 years to develop. But right now in the transition, there's only 1 year. So what is happening, and a lot of your freshmen and redshirt freshmen getting caught where coaches aren't being accountable and realizing, hey, if you're not finding those games where you can get them in, how can I evaluate it as a general manager? If you don't do that, then I can't approve for money to move forward at the same rate.
And so, Governor, I want you to go back to something that you said. Now, you might not remember saying it, but I'm going to kind of lead you into it, where you talked about don't get angry because it's business.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I want you to kind of elaborate on that.
I said, this world is business. So when it comes to business, you got to put your feelings and emotions to the side. You always got to, that's like, I said, because I'm a lead at my job, right? So I tell my staff members, I said, look, HR is there, but they're not there for you. They're there for your certain situations, but they're not really there for you. They're there for the company. They're there to protect the company. So when it comes to business is always going to be the higher. It's always going to be a decision making on what's best for the company before I start going for the individuals. Certain individuals are going to get their promotion because of what they do with performance-wise, as we see, right? So, like, let's pick a player. Okay, James Smith, right? Because everybody's talking about this production. 3 years, he's been what? He was at Alabama for 3 years, right?
I think so, yeah.
About 3 years. Business-wise, because you're not going to mess up my bag if I'm the GM. Business-wise, I'm going to want to get the best player, but financially, I want to make the best decision that's going to be great in the next 5 to 10 years. You have to look long term. You can't look from point A to point B. I always look from point A to point Z, because if B don't work out, I got to go to C. If C
Right.
don't work out, I got to go to D. So I'm with the whole alphabet. So I have any type of obstacles in my way, I know how to maneuver and go to a different avenue. Um, a rich person never wants to ever lose money. We're not we're not competing with teams. We're competing with these boosters. We're competing with the sponsors. We're competing with that. Um, we have to understand this is not college football anymore. And I was
Right.
listening to, I can't remember if it was Lamb or another podcast. College football used to be exciting week by week. And I had to, when I was listening to it, I had to sit back and really pay attention. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. For 12 games, because the BCS era, you had to win every single game just to make it to the Natty. I'm just going to bring up one year. SEC has this SEC bias now. That's what they say it. But back then it wasn't SEC bias because Auburn went undefeated and didn't make it to the national championship. People forget that. Not with the Cam Newton. I'm talking about the other quarterback. They went
Yeah.
undefeated in the SEC and did not make it to the Natty. But every week was a gauntlet, like Bishop will always say. Now we're fighting for the small school. They're fighting for the small schools. It's not fighting for the small schools so they can make a competition. They're fighting for the small schools so they can get more money. So now these games don't even matter no more. The
Right.
championships at the end of the year, they don't matter no more. They used to mean something. They don't matter no more. So I'm not gonna go outside the box and play FSU or Ohio State or Miami week 1 because they just showed it. You can get hurt from doing that. Playing in the conference championship, you can get hurt from doing that. It's not gonna be fun no more. It's not. We have to come to reality. The A is not going to sign no checks no more. Nick Saban, they want Nick Saban so much. I know I'm going on a rant, fellas, but it's just like they want Nick Saban to come back so much. And why Alabama don't have this money and this and that. Nick Saban, these boosters for Alabama love Nick Saban because they kept money in their pockets. Pay attention. They weren't giving all this NIL money or sponsorship money because Nick Saban was Nick Saban and they gave him a discount. That's more money in their pockets. So now when he left, now they're looking like, oh, I got to spend money. Yes, you got to spend money. You got to be with the times now. You're not just paying for players. You're playing for the stand. You're playing for recruits to come in. You're playing for people that's either coming out of high school, coming out of the portal. You're making sure that you have fans in the stands. You want to update your facilities. Yeah, you got to spend money now. We weren't used to doing that. We were just going out there with the A on, and since we're the A, well, we're going to win everything, and then that's going to be it. That's how they're going to bring them in. They don't work like that no more, man. They don't work like that no more. I'm an accounting person. It's checks and balances now, and right now the money, the math ain't mathing to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the business aspect of is we're losing money because we see the players that's leaving, and we're also losing money because we're not winning. You got to win games to maintain those sponsorships.
And
Take your feelings out the brain. Start opening up your checkbook to go
Right.
to the right spots. I'm not saying splurge $5 to $6 million on a player. That doesn't make no sense.
Hey,
That's
Pianoman.
Uh-huh.
do that.
Hey, remember what we was talking about on the phone?
I think that's what you was trying to allude to.
Go ahead.
But you know, my brain always working, so probably another idea probably come in my head in a couple of minutes.
Well, go ahead, Bishop.
No, I want to educate people. Understand. Let's take your NIL and your let's say the fun pot. Understand that your high school and your portal and retention has to come out of that pot. By the time you got through with high school and now you're on to portal, there is levels of who you can bring in so it fits in the puzzle. And the amount allocated, oftentimes what they'll do is they'll have a base plus incentive, which is called accelerator, because they can't afford to give them what they're asking, but they can build it as incentives into their contract. What we're starting to see is, because it's 1 year, it's confogal right now due to the fact your young players are not getting developed because the games are so close that you have to keep your starting rotation out there on the field a lot more. And so they're not getting enough film. So when these GMs and whatnot come to evaluate, they're like, well, coaches, now I can't. When I try to evaluate them, what am I evaluating them? Do we have a written rule that, hey, they get 1 more year staying at the same thing, but they don't fit the puzzle? So this is what I got to do, is do base plus incentives, i.e. accelerators. And y'all wanted the NFL model? That's what's going on. It just don't have the bargaining that surrounds the parameters.
And so all I'm saying is that welcome to this new world, and what Governor's saying, what Bishop is saying. Welcome to the new world of like what Governor said. This is not college football anymore. Not what we're used to, because now business is set in. The business is set in. And that's ruling the day now. Money is ruling. I mean, as they used to say, cash is king, and the money is ruling, and that's the big thing. And so, but Governor, go ahead. Who's that in the background? Somebody needs to turn that.
Oh, that's me. My bad. I'll turn it back down.
Yep. Mute yourself there for just a second. Don't leave the screen. Don't leave the stage. Just mute it. Go ahead, Governor.
I ain't going nowhere.
I don't know what the fuck going on.
You in there, Governor? You there, Governor?
Don't you there, bro?
I can't hear shit. It's pissing me off.
Oh, wow. You might want to try. Let me see. I know I don't have you muted because I can hear you. Well, let's just keep. Governor gonna get back in there in just a sec. But this is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are. Hold up. Let me go here. Okay. Governor,
can you hear?
Yeah. We can hear you, Governor. He must can't hear us.
Lord have mercy.
That's the technology stuff, man. I'm telling you, that's the technology. So yeah, he'll be back in just a second. But Twister, that's where we are, bro. That's where we are now. And this is why you, when you say everybody needs to chill out, everybody just needs to chill. Everyone just needs to chill. What's really going on?
Can I say this, Pianoman?
Go ahead.
When I was at work, I told you this on the phone. I was talking to a Miami fan, and I joked around and said, man, look out for Indiana. And we started yada, yada, yada. We started talking about history and stuff. He's like an old cat, in his 50s, Ryan Piano's age. Man, it ain't the same no more. We looking at this like we got to adapt to it. Us as the old school heads, we used to college football, seeing those guys lay the hammer down, beat the hell out of each other on the field, trying to show, the NFL that they want to be in the league. Now, it's like the NFL came to these kids and they ain't playing with that mentality and that hunger anymore. And they like, hell, I got money now. If I lose, I still got paid. You know, they ain't playing with the intensity anymore. It's all about who makes the most money. It's basically the CFL, the the college football league, the National College Football League is the CFL now. It's basically what it is. It's the NFL, but in college standards. It's going to be just like the free agency portal, what the NFL people go through. It's going to be like the draft for the high school kids. Basically, the draft and the free agency, the transfer portal. What's next, man? Now they talking about they want a 16 playoff. I'm like, why are you trying to get more people on the playoff? Just leave it like it is now. You had it from 4, now you got 12. Now you ain't satisfied. Now you want to go to 16? Man, keep that shit over there on 12 teams. Now y'all getting too much. Now y'all asking for too much. Now you got money involved. Now you trying to add up on the playoff, man. Leave it alone. Leave it well enough alone. Y'all got what you want. What are you trying to prove?
You see, this
Keep
is
it like it is.
This is what happened, Twister. Remember?
Governor, we don't got the money for all that though, bro.
Know that, but
Yes,
remember
we do.
they was saying how college football was more entertaining than NFL?
I'm just saying, this coming from Miami fan was telling me this. He is not liking this at all.
Nobody is, because you got
I'm like,
But what can you do about it? There's nothing you can do.
yeah, we just got, yeah, I get that. I get that for real. I do get what y'all saying. But it's just like, it's taking the fun out of it. Yeah, we can't do nothing about it, but it's taking the fun out of it. We can't like root for the players that we watch going on. Like us, Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, Eddie Lacy and them, all those guys, Derrick Henry. We got attached to those cats. Now we can't get attached to these players because we can root for them 1 year and the next year they're gone. Going to play for another team. We just got to stay roll tide and just say, well, I don't give a damn who on the team as long as we win it.
But you got, like I'm trying to tell you, we asked for this. We did this.
Somebody needs to mute their background so we can hear it.
I got you, man. My fault. My bad again. I'm on the road. I got you.
It's saying we did this. We kept saying how college football is the most entertaining sport because by week, it was an exciting game. So
Yeah.
when you keep putting that narrative out there and the NFL paid attention because it's like, yeah, nobody watching these NFL games until the season starts. The season's over with college. People weren't watching, they were watching, if that was your team, you watched the NFL, you watched the NFL, but you was more excited to watch a Saturday game than a Sunday game. And that was been going on for years because the attachment that you said that we have with these players or our team with our players. So when they went to the league, that's when you started becoming more NFL.
Yeah. Hey, Governor, can I say this, bro?
Go ahead.
The NFL changed it up. When Vegas came involved and stuck their fingers in the cookie jar, they changed it up. NFL was just like college. They almost where they hurt each other. Back in the day, especially the 90s, and Piano's time, probably the 70s and the 80s. The NFL was dominating like college was till they got too cute. Vegas stepped in. The betting, the casino came to the NFL. They pick who they want to pick to win and all that crowd. They try to make it to a movie instead of letting them boys go out there and get it done on the field. Who's better than who? Referees, they pick who they want to pick to throw the flags at and whoever is favoritism. They done got too cute and college men go on that same boat and the ratings are going to drop. It ain't the same anymore. It ain't the men out there just want to go out there who's like they just came out of prison knocking somebody out on the field. Now it's just like you got divas out there. Oh, I got money. I'm going to just do this and do that. Just let them know that they paid me to do this. They paid me to do that. It ain't just like I want to go out there and just take somebody's head off anymore. That's just me saying that. Maybe I'm wrong.
But Twister, let me help you out right. Hold up, Governor. Let me help you out right there. Twister, Vegas has always been in it.
Facts.
Vegas has always been in it. The problem is that it's the way things are going now. But Vegas has been in it even when I was a kid. And that's been a long time ago. Vegas was in it. that's a whole different show. But Vegas has been there, and if you sit back, because I love history, but if you sit back and you listen to people, each generation or each decade has always complained about. Okay, let's just take from the 60s to the 70s. All right. The 60s would say that the 70s was soft. The 70s would say that the 60s was old and antiquated. When the 70s and the 80s came in, the 80s would say that the 70s was old and antiquated, and the 70s would say that the 80s was soft. Now that you come in here to the 21st century, the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and the 90s, and even to the early 2000s are saying this generation is soft. Back up in that, now in another realm, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, Vegas has always had a hand in everything. But okay, Governor, help me out. Baseball was one of the world's worst. Am I right?
Yeah.
Vegas had a hand in a lot of stuff, Twister. And see, so now that Governor, go ahead and speak on that, bro. Go ahead and speak on that Vegas part.
I was like
Talk to me, bro.
Like with baseball, right? People say baseball is boring because it's too long. Oh, it's a long season, 162 games, right? They say I can't get into baseball because it's too long. It's just too long. You see how the money changed that whole narrative? Not narrative, but thing now. Now you got a pitch
situation.
Now you got a clock. Now you have this. Now you have that. Now you got replay. You got a Vegas is putting money into it to make it more entertaining for people to watch. But baseball has always been an entertaining sport.
Yeah.
But now it's being more appealing to the youth to get those guys to come in. To get the fans to be emotionally involved, because that's what it all is. It's all about emotionally involved. Yeah, you can pay your money to go to a game, but it's not a lot of season ticket holders anymore.
Right.
Now it's day by day. But we asked for this. When you kept going, or when people kept going around saying college football is the best thing in sports, yes. And I agree. I'll always gonna love my baseball, but week by week, yeah, you can watch college football all day. But here's the problem. You went up against the competition that college football was going against was the NFL, because at the end of the day, those players wanted to go to the NFL.
Yep.
So if you don't have that mystique about you coming into the NFL, you wasn't a high draft pick. So you had to do what you had to do in college. Now when we speed up, now kids don't have to do too much in college. But you know what they're doing? That money is what's putting their name out, not their production anymore. Now, I'm not saying that's all of them, but I'm just saying. I just seen something. Ty Simpson was getting offered $6.2 million to stay in college. Nothing against Ty or any player. Go get your bag, most definitely. But is he really worth $6.2 million?
And he turned it down. Miami intercepted and gave him more money for him to do that. Tennessee tried to get him. Ole Miss tried to get him. Ty Simpson said, no, I'm going pro. They tried to bribe this guy. Here's the money. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that, because I've been in Alabama for 4 years. I sit there and watch them other quarterbacks before me play. I got my shot. Now it's my turn to leave. Now you want me just to turn around and just leave because you give me a bag? Sometimes money is not everything to some of these cats.
Right.
Some of it's not. I get what you're saying, Governor. Go get the bag. But if they mind made up, don't try to convince them to do something they don't want to do. Because a bag, like I said, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong again. I said this earlier. Isaiah Bond was one of our best receivers back in 2023. Texas came in with the bag and the Lamborghini. Isaiah Bond took that bag and that Lamborghini and went to Texas. When you saw him the next year, you didn't even see him on the field much. He was like a third string wide receiver, a third string. You don't hardly see him much. And now, do you see him now? Should have stayed in Alabama and got abducted over there.
But why? Because
Just saying.
all business now. So, like I said, it's all business now. Who really lost, Alabama or Isaiah Bond? Isaiah Bond didn't lose not a damn thing. He got a bag. He got a car.
Yeah, he got the money. Yeah, he got the money in the Lambo.
We did this. We did this. We can't get mad at the players. We can't get mad at nobody else. We did this. We put these kids on a pedestal before they was even in the building. We did this.
Yeah, I agree. We did. It was on us. I agree.
So now we mad because they're doing what we told them to do? We can't have it both ways. We can't have it both ways.
Hey, Governor, that's just like, you stepped in it and mad because you stepped in it.
Right.
You the one stepped in it. But Twister, I do want to. I hate to rain on your parade, but you remember that Lambo that you was talking about?
Yeah.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he didn't get a Lambo.
No.
He didn't get it.
Oh, he did? Oh, well, maybe. No. Like I said, but he did take the money, not the Lamborghini, but he did take the money.
Let me help you out there. See, they enticed him. Governor and I, we be talking about this kind of stuff. They enticed him with a Lambo. When they got him out there, it's been documented. They got him out there, let him drive it. He signed. This is what he thought. And they took the Lambo because all it was just a demo.
I'm gonna go Christian mode, like the devil. It was like the devil guy in his ear. You can have all this if you join me. It's basically like you take the mark of the beast. I'm not saying he did. I'm just, hey, just hear me out. Just hear me out. It's just like the devil give you the money. Oh, I like it. You know you need it. You know you want it. We get you on the team. Okay, you with us. Now you on the team. You sign the paperwork. He's like, hey, where's the Lambo? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Thank you. It's a cutthroat too. Business can be really cutthroat.
That's what happens when you don't.
Hey, so don't what glitters not gold. What's green is not good. Excuse my French, man. Excuse my background, man. I got stuff in the background, my fault. But what I'm saying is, what's glitter is not gold. What's green is not good on the other side of the goddamn of the planes. Just be careful what you do. Be careful what decisions you make. Don't be bribed while people get stuff in your face. Like, oh, I got this. When won't you join me? You gotta trust your instincts. What's the catch? Or strings attached to that deal? All that. Maybe these guys ain't old enough to understand that, but you gotta think ahead of the box before you make the move that you want to make. But that's what I'm saying. I ain't got nothing against those kids. That's their own mind.
But Twister,
he speak of age and speak for himself. I'm just saying.
Here's the part that you fail in to see. What you're saying is right, but it goes back to like what Governor said. Then this is the part that, and you said that you agreed. This is what we asked for. We created this monster. We did. We created it. Now, those agents are taking advantage of it. There's a lot of trails there, and that's why I like Governor when he comes on. He and Bishop, when you get to talking about finances, now you're talking about different backgrounds. We don't know where Isaiah Bond came from. At least I don't. Now maybe y'all do. I don't. But we don't.
I'm not bashing the kid. He can do whatever. I'm not bashing the kid.
Hold up. But what you're saying is, you're saying what they shouldn't do, what they shouldn't do, what they shouldn't do, what they shouldn't do. But what they shouldn't do versus what they're doing is two different things. And so what happens is that when you said All that glitters is not gold. We know that. But when you put in a bag in front of a guy that doesn't have a bag, what decision you think they're gonna make?
I understand. Yeah, I feel you. They struggling. They trying to get it so they can get out there. Maybe
So,
I'm like I said. I understand. Maybe trying to help their family. Maybe
so
I understand
sometimes,
it.
so sometimes, Twister, until we learn, because like I had to correct you about that Lambo. Everybody thought that. I even thought it until I read up on it and I said, what? It was a demo. They'll put an okie doke on that part, but he got his bag. Now he's playing for the Cleveland Browns. I gotta give
Okay,
it to him. He's
okay,
playing for the Browns.
okay, good. Okay, that's great.
He's playing for the Browns. And I want to say he got $3 million. I think that's what he got. But he's
That's what's
playing
up.
even though he had a setback. He had a setback. And for those of us that know, we know what happened with Isaiah Bond. But the point is that I'm going back. I got to go back to what I'm going to let Governor have the last word on this, and then I'm going to answer Roger's question. I get ready to get out of here. But
All right.
but to say this, we've got to understand that fans kept saying college football is entertaining, this, that, and the third, and NFL did lose its luster. And let me be perfectly honest with you. The NFL is still not where college football is, even in college football's downtime and in this dark period of what we're in. College football is still popular. Now, what NFL has done, in my opinion, what Governor said is, and what you said too about a model, Governor said that we've taken the NFL model. But I'm also saying this, that the NFL has also adapted some things or adopted some things from college. And what you're looking at is sort of, in my opinion, you're looking at sort of mirror image of each other, but there are just some things that they just do a tidbit different. The college don't have the draft, but it wouldn't surprise me though, Governor. Any day now, these high school players are going to have a draft coming out of some sort. So it's an evolving thing, but Governor, I'm gonna let you close out on this particular subject. Then we're gonna answer Roger's question. Go ahead, Governor.
That's what I wanted to say. Y'all do know the NFL and college football work hand in hand, right?
Oh yeah.
So when the NFL was losing its luster on ratings and stuff like that, because at one point Alabama's games were more higher rated than NFL games, so they work hand in hand. So you don't think that what college football is doing now is to help the NFL? Because when they get drafted, they're working with them so they get more money. The more attention that you have in college, financial wise, the more highly rated you're going to be in the NFL, because now the fans know who you are financially. The Cam Colemans, the Jeremiah Smiths, the Caleb Downs is going to come out. Those guys. It's not going to be your 3 stars in quotation marks that's going to be coming out. Like the Indiana school that's winning right now, them players, they don't have a high financial system that they got going on right now. But when they come in, they're going back into the old days. When they get drafted, we're going to know about those players for what they did this season for production-wise. But that's not going to last long, because now it's going to be going up to who has the most money. And we want to get those guys if they are producing. Don't get me wrong, they have to produce. You still have to produce. But college coaches have been doing this for decades. We only want to get rid of the coaches from what they're not producing at the school. But they've been doing this for decades. Taking money and leaving. Taking money and leaving. Taking money and leaving. And you still have to owe some of these college coaches when you fire them. Kids, they deserve to get their bag, but we created this monster. Now we got to live in it. It is what it is. It's going to be a draft, like Piano said. I believe so.
Governor Pianoman, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they planned this for years. They've been waiting on this for a long time for this to happen. Coach Saban tried to warn us 2 years ago. Just didn't listen.
He's
Well,
And this is what's going on. This is what's going on.
go ahead, Governor.
It's like Jordan decades, but people still line up to go get him. The same thing, different color.
Go ahead, Governor.
I'm just saying the same sneakers, different color.
Yep.
But we're still going out there to buy them because of the brand. Now, don't get me wrong, this new generation is starting to really see that Jordans back then were the standard. You had to have them. Now, some of these kids who have financial literacy, and that's what the kids are missing. Financial literacy.
Yeah, boy.
We see most of these kids see the struggle and they know certain schools and colleges are going to give them a bag now for the NIL because that's what is happening. But the goal has always been to go to the NFL. But certain schools is going to get your name out. Now, college football is trying to make it a level playing field for everybody to get their name out, which I think is a great idea. You know, it's fair from small schools to now. But the financial literacy they don't have. Everything now in today's society is that I want it now. It's my money and I want it now. But you're going to mess around and get that Scottie Pippen deal.
Yep.
Watch the final dance. You're going to mess around and get that Scottie Pippen deal trying to get the money now. Stop trying to get the fast money and get the longevity money. But
that's where it's at.
It's hard, you know what I'm saying, for certain kids' situations. Some kids have kids. Some kids have kids, and they need it now. Just because you don't know about it, but that's not your place to know about their personal business. But you need to have somebody in your corner or your own knowledge of financial literacy. If your career is not promised to be longevity for 20 years.
And I'm gonna close this segment with this right here, with that right here, Governor. Financial literacy don't mean coming from Uncle Joe, Aunt Sally, and Cousin Sue.
Right.
Find you somebody who understands the nature of finances. Because I heard a HBCU coach say the other day that he said that his Twister, he used the term. He said, I catch more hell. I catch the devil from recruits talking about my uncle. My uncle said, my aunt said, my relative said, this, that, and the third. When an uncle is an agent who has no financial background at all, because it's an uncle, because it's or whatever, who have no degree in it, who has no idea of how finances work. That's what Governor's talking about. And so that uncle is about as illiterate about finance as the recruit is. I'm just being honest. So this is where, and it goes for all of us. So I'm just saying, for to capsule all of that, and I asked the chat to remind me to say something, because Governor sort of mentioned it. When the NFL, when Bama went on a little run there, and they may not have won a natty every year, but they were part of it. When you would go and visit certain NFL games, I told you all that even in the NFL games, Governor and I talked about this, that they were even saying, we want Bama. So what it goes back to,
I remember that.
What I'm alluding to is that the NFL had to collude with NCAA. First of all, this is where your players were coming from. But then when certain schools, hear me out now, certain schools, when they're winning, yes, that's called a pipeline. Okay, let me put it to you. Who's for the last 3 days? Who's been the number one talked about player in the NFL? Who's getting a lot of the pub right now? Have anybody noticed? You should, because he came from Bama.
Jalen Hurst.
Will Anderson Jr.
Will Anderson. Oh, my fault. My bad.
Will Anderson Jr. What? Well, Pianoman, why you say that? Will Anderson said something, and I'm just going to use 2 words.
Rat poison.
And who said? Say it again, Governor.
Rat poison.
Rat poison.
Rat poison.
And it has taken off. It is on every social media venue, basically known to man. Whose name came up in that? And he went so far and said it. Coach Saban, we are not taking the rat poison. That's called dominance of another. That's called dominance from another mother. Why do I say that? It's because here's a guy who hasn't played for Bama, what, in 2 years? Two years now, but still brings to the game what the GOAT taught him. And this is what Governor's talking about. And that's the part that I'm saying, is that this is where they collude together. You can't have that without a Nick Saban. You would have never gotten that anywhere else. How often do you hear a pro player quote their college coach? So that's all Pianoman is saying. And that's what's making the NFL work right about now, is that Will Anderson Jr. And wait a minute, and by the way, and I thought Governor was going to say something about this. Who did D'Amico Ryans used to play for?
Nick Shula.
Bama. Shula.
Shula.
Bama. You can't escape it. That's what we're saying, and that's what I was getting to. The pipeline, some way or another. Henry Tuoto, however you pronounce his last, Henry Tuoto. Bama. Guys on his team didn't even know, there was a guy on the team, didn't even know that D'Amico Ryans even came from Bama. What's the point that I'm making? Sometimes it's not the NCAA as an entity. Sometimes it's teams.
All right, facts.
I'm stating facts now. Sometimes it's teams. And now I'm going to go on record and say, Houston, filled with Bama culture, those guys are winning. And that's what the NFL is looking for. And so what's happening is that the NCAA now it's like a back and forth thing. It's like a tennis match, if you will. Even though the even though the NFL is the king, and we understand that. But NCAA is just as popular and almost just as big. Like you said, though, Governor, and Twister, you said it's just minus a few things, but they're mirror imaging each other. And what I'm afraid of is that somewhere along the line, one of the two is going to cross a line somewhere, and it's going to be beyond that line of no return. I pray I'm not here to see that and or whatever, but if I am, just say Pianoman told you so. Somebody's going to cross a line, and it's going to get out of hand. And here we are. So where then, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm really trying to get at right there, but I'll just say it's not the way it used to be, and it never will be. So we're gonna close it right there, and I'm gonna answer Roger's question. Pianoman, who do you have Monday night? Governor, who you got Monday night?
Well, one, I'm not gonna watch it because I'm gonna be at work. But if I had to, I think Indiana got it. Due to, once I said last game for Miami and Ole Miss, I thought Ole Miss would have it because I don't trust Carson Beck. And in order for you to beat Indiana, you can't beat yourself. Indiana doesn't
Right.
beat. They've shown that. They've shown that all season. They do not beat themselves. They are not content with just playing. They are motivated to destroy you on every single play, regardless of what the score is. They're coming to destroy you. That's just their mentality, and that's what they've been having all season. They're also, and I think they got a bigger chip on their shoulder because Indiana used to be the floor mat or the doormat of the Big Ten. So yeah, they're coming for. They paid attention. They're reading. Miami just fell off 30 years ago, but they've won. Indiana has not won.
Right.
So they're coming in. I think Indiana wins. I don't even think it's going to be a boat race, but if it is, that'll be surprising because Miami got some dogs over there. I don't trust Carson Beck against that type of defense. Not the school, that defense.
Yeah. Got you. Okay. Twister, who you got Monday?
Now turn right and then you.
Yeah, I've been saying it for a while, man. I do got Indiana. Basically, what Governor said. I ain't trying to piggyback what he said, but what he said was true. Indiana got a chip on his shoulder, and basically, it is freaking they are psychologically knowing the game because they study their players because that interception they did against Oregon, that first pick six, them jokers are smart. They always reading the quarterback on the defense. They got a chip on his shoulder. They want it more. They used to be a whipping boy of the Big Ten. Shades of what Vanderbilt did. Indiana just like another Vanderbilt. They used to be in a weak link. Now they showing the whole world that they up there with with the Alabamas, they with the Ohio States, the Georgias. They up there with them. So Miami got a hell of a defense. I've been saying that, but they can't beat themselves up. They can't make no mistakes because Indiana gonna capitalize on that and put points on the board. Really easy. I got Indiana, but it's gonna be a tight game because Miami has got a hell of a defense and both teams are hungry. Miami ain't had a championship in over 20 years. Indiana, this is their first. So it's going to be a dog fight. But I'm thinking Indiana going to pull it. If Miami win, I won't be so shocked either. So I'm picking Indiana. I'm going to say like 31-24. Indiana.
Okay. Roger asked me, who do I have? Well, I'm going to ride with Miami. Here's the thing that I'm looking at. Yes, Indiana has all that what you said going and this, that, and third. But Miami has one thing going for them that Indiana travels well now because they putting some folks in the stands. But it's gonna be hard to beat Miami in Miami. That's the only thing that I'm looking at. It's going to be hard to beat Miami there. And I think that Miami is going to put up a good fight. I think they will eventually find a way to win the game. Now, if Indiana's O-line neutralizes Miami's front seven, then it might be a long game for Miami. But I believe Ruben Wayne Jr. and all those cats there will be the difference maker. Now, Mendez, Fernando will ball out. Those guys are going to ball out. But I also think Carson Beck and those guys are going to ball out as well. And but I still believe, because they're playing at home, I'm going to give the game to Miami. No, Stephen, I don't like misery, and yeah, bless my heart, but that's just what I think. It's going to be hard to beat Miami in Miami. It's going to be hard to beat them. Notre Dame didn't do it. Miami's hard to beat at home. They're hard to beat, and so it's going to be hard. But I just believe Miami's going to take it. And then furthermore, I don't want to see the Big Ten win that thing 3 years in a row and then I have to listen to that Big Ten foolishness that the SEC is no longer relevant, but to a certain degree, they wouldn't be lying because there are no SEC teams in it. But anyway, that's going to be the show for today. Governor, thank you for coming. Twister, thank you for coming. I saw B Sharp in the chat. Thank you for coming. Bishop, thank you for coming. And everything. Piano Man, got to get off of here. I'm losing my voice. I got to go get my thumb seen about again. And then I got some more schoolwork I got to catch up on because that first day I was off with the doctor. I missed the day of school. So, and everything. What's up, Icebox? Good to see you. I don't want to hear nothing about the Big Ten. So that's the other reason I'm taking Miami. I'd rather Miami win it than anybody from the Big Ten. I don't care if it is Indiana. I just don't want the Big Ten to win it. So that's just me. But anyway, the SEC can only blame themselves. That's just the truth. But we got a new year coming up, and I'm ready for it. So I'm going to do like I always do. I'm going to start with Governor. Governor, give your closing words.
Well, just like I always tell y'all, today is a blessing because I woke up this morning. You guys woke up this morning. I'm able to talk to y'all. It's just, you got to take things day by day. Leave your emotions to the side. Stop putting your emotions all on your sleeve, man. Sometimes your eyes is right there in front of you. You got to see what you see. You got to see what you believe. Everything is going to be okay. P, I'm always praying for you. I'm wishing you well. Speedy recovery.
Appreciate it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Twister, same thing. I'm wishing you well, regardless of what you do in your life. Just live life, bro. Stop worried about what's going on social media and what you need to do and who you need to impress. Because at the end of the day, they don't pay none of your bills. They don't take care of you. They don't feed you. They don't clothe you. They don't do that. You do that. So what you do in your life, be proud of what you're doing. Stand on 10 toes down and stand on your business. That's your life. Enjoy it. Embrace it because it's not forever. And that's all.
I hear you. And Governor, don't go nowhere. Twister, parting words there, sir.
Yeah, man. I can't see the chat, but I know Roll Tide to Icebox, Roll Tide to Stephen Hicks, old friend. Is Susan out there? Susan Thomas, Roll Tide to you, sweetheart. Roll Tide to you, Kimberly, sweetheart. Roll Tide to your guys. Well, like I said, yeah, as y'all notice, I'm out here working. And, holding it down out here, man. And back to what I said, man. Don't lose no sleep, whoever be on the team. Please don't. Alabama going to be all right. Whoever coaching them, they're going to develop them. Hopefully they develop them so they can get better. Maybe they got the right people, the right pieces to the puzzle that they're trying to accomplish and develop. Just don't lose no sleep of whoever going to be on the team. Those stars don't matter on the player. It's the player and it's the hunger they want to prove to themselves that what kind of guys they are on that field. It's not the size of the dog. It's the dog. It's a fight inside the dog.
That's it.
So other than that, I'm at my next stop. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a blessed day. God bless y'all. Y'all be safe out there. And just stay out of trouble.
That's
Roll
right.
Tide, man. And y'all have a God bless day, man. Y'all be safe.
Too, bro. You too.
Yes, sir.
And for your I'm going to be missing for about 10 seconds. First of all, I want to say shout out to my sister Kimberly Harmon. That's my sissy, y'all. I love my sissy. Thank you, Kimberly, for coming by. She said she got to get back to work. Girl, go make that money, girl. You know what the business is. Quit playing that like you know and everything. But for your best in bedding, for your best in sheets, quilts, blankets, pillowcases, see the governor.
Oh, hey, custom. No turtles. No turtle sheets. No big sheets. No bluey sheets. It's grown people sheets over here. Hey, pillowcases, comforters, 1,000 thread.
No.
Susan, 1,000 thread count, Susan.
Yeah.
Got silk. You go. You got them all. But you gotta have a bed.
Yeah.
Just get some, no bed now. That make no sense.
Governor has all the
Governor, come on.
governor has all the sheets except for Muslim.
Yeah, air
The
mattress.
whole time.
Cover the air mattress too. If you need king size, twins, full, gotta have something though. You can't just get shit.
But
Our matches were fine.
for your best embedding service, that's a joke between for your best embedding supplies. See Governor JB. See the governor of just Discord. There's nothing under 1,000 count. Nothing under 1,000 thread count. Anything other than that, you gonna have to go to the dollar store.
And this is why I like talking to you guys on here, man. Y'all have me cracking up sometimes.
We can be serious all the way through, but when governor on here, he know I'm gonna throw that in there because I ain't gonna never let him live that. Governor hit me with that one day, man. I laughed till I cried. He said people sleep on. He said people sleep on 250 count. He said they just cheap.
People say that she like heat rock. No, sir.
They need a job. He said they need a job.
Be honest with you, Pianoman. The man is not lying. Get off your ass and go to work.
He said they sleep.
Plain and simple.
Now I find myself when I go look for me some sheets. The first thing I look for the bread.
I tell you now.
Pianoman, the man is not lying. Everything that man said is absolutely true. Stop being cheap and get comfortable.
Oh my goodness.
It don't have to be much, but don't be cheap either.
First of all, you can't even be cheap if you ain't got no job. Anyway, that's the show for the day.
Roll Tide, guys. God bless.
You can't be cheap if you ain't got no job. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, everybody. But listen, everybody, that's the show. Thank you, Governor, for checking in with us. Thank you, Twister, for finally being able to get on, being part of the gumbo. Y'all only got choked up fooling with Governor. Thank you, Bishop. I know you're in meetings and everything. Thank you, B Sharp, for stopping through, gracing us with your presence, big brother. He's the legend. He's the legend, and he will be at the Senior Bowl along with Coach Carl, along with Jonathan, and all of them. They'll be at the Senior Bowl doing the doggone thing. I'm proud to be just to be named among them. Thank you for listening, Coach Sean. I know you're listening, and that's the dude there. I saw what somebody wrote to you this morning, Coach Sean, and I'm gonna hop them. I know you don't need my defense, but I gotta go get them because when they mess with my brother, they mess with me. So anyway, I just want to thank everybody for coming, and just remember, stay focused, drive, and go forward in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, you can do all things through Christ that gives you strength. I promise you that you can. You just got to put your best foot forward. Don't worry about them haters. The best way to handle a hater is don't handle them at all. You just keep it moving. And just remember, listen, this kitchen is big enough. This is something B Sharp taught me from day one of me doing this. This kitchen is big enough for everybody to cook in. But at the end of the day, y'all, everybody can get something to eat. So with that being said, hey, I'm no expert, but I do know what I'm talking about. So with that being said, everybody have a great day. To the 401k crew, which the governor of Discord is the governor. Bino is the GM. Carlos is the administrative assistant. Dwight is the producer. Susan and OG Gill are the COs. And Gary's the lookout man. Him and KT are the lookout man. And we can't forget our boy Uncle Jay, who just be making it happen. You know, he just be in hiding. You know what I'm saying? To the 401k crew and all my other crews, like the drinking crew, the No Mercy crew, the Don't Give a Piss crew, everybody, we're just so thankful for you. Thank you for praying for me. And the Lord willing, we'll be right back here when? Tomorrow, doing it up one more time. Now I'm hungry. It's time to eat. All I've had, Governor, is an apple, but I'm not cheap and I'm not broke.
Lord have mercy.
I'm going to find me something to eat, man. I love Governor. That's my dog there. But Governor, keep it real with you. So for anybody, so if you see 3-Stroke Charlie, just tell him Pianoman said hello. And Buster, 3-Stroke Charlie, 4-Stroke Fred, 5-Stroke Coach, and all the other folks that's about to have a stroke. Y'all have a good day until tomorrow. And don't forget to join our other brothers and sisters who are bringing forth content about Alabama or whomever. Go support them and watch. Just be entertained, okay? Hey, and be informed too. It's not just about entertainment, but it's also about information, all right? So anyway, roll tide to everybody. I will see you all later. See y'all tomorrow. Pianoman is out and the kitchen is closed. Roll tide, everybody.